Nancy Reagan.
Leave my wife alone, Bernard. What sets you off? Well, I can't even use the language you use when you start raving at the television.
No, come on, that turns you on.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Marcus Parker of Virginia Tech, a running back, suspended for shoplifting. Parker was caught trying to steal a 12-pack of condoms and a jar of garlic salt.
I like my bitches like I like my chicken parmesan.
Oh, come on here. Why is that?
You know what I'm saying, homie?
We do.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Station, right? Yes. And your grandmother used to be on the station, May Kennedy McCord. Yep. 1,000 years ago, I mean. Oh, yeah, a long time. Sure. Playing a little Led Zeppelin, I guess. Or maybe it was before that even. I think she predated John Mayall, Cream.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
So we've been looking for tapes of Grandma McCord. But right. We have some, but I don't think they suit what the I-Man was really looking for. It sounds to me like somebody's suppressing these tapes. They've got to be around.
No, in the McCord family tree is probably more like the Furman tapes.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Well, I'm here with...
Mama, you're a Romeo, Gigalola, Ferio, pulling down your trousers in hotel rooms. You got a leer on your face. You can't erase till Harry put your little Willie into his place. She will knock you. She will knock you. Mama, you're a pant load, Alamo. Gonna have to use an airbag for a shirt someday. Wipe that food off your face. Give up the race. Bob Dola's gonna kick your butt all over the place. G.O.P. will shock you. G.O.P. will shock you. Sing it. G.O.P. will shock you. Everybody. G.O.P. will shock you.
Rush Limbaugh here on the Imus in the Morning program. This is WFAN. And all right, here now on the Imus in the Morning program, Saddam Hussein and the Arena.
Well, they call me Saddam Hussein. The whole world thinks I'm just a pena. They all want me, they can't get me. Hey, Baba Clinton, why don't you bite me? Remove me, can't stop me. I gotta go to make love with you. East in the east, who could not be profana? It's a camel hopping heathen known as Saddam Hussein. Doing the dance that they call a Racarena. Hey, Racarena. Saddam Hussein is an insane dictator. Tries to throw his weight around, but he's just a second rater. Soon where he stands, there will only be a crater. Hey, Racarena. No, I'm not worried about your mama. He don't think that I mean business. I don't like him, couldn't stand him. And his wife, well, now that's one woman who should be wearing a veil. Maybe the great Satan can show her a thing or two about what it is to be subservient. East in the east, who could not be profana, is a camel hopping heathen known as Saddam Hussein. Doing the dance that they call a Racarena. Hey, Racarena. Saddam Hussein is an insane dictator. Tries to throw his weight around, but he's just a second rater. Soon where he stands, there will only be a crater. Hey, Racarena. My favorite flavor ice cream is Iraqi Road.
I'm not trying to seduce you.
You know what my favorite song is? Iraqi Raccoon. My favorite cartoon show, Iraqi and Bullwinkle. Am I annoying you? You don't like us sand monkeys. Just wait until you start paying $15 a gallon for gas. Come and get me, my name's Saddam Hussein, and I can make it any plainer. I'm big cheese on your knees, and I'll do what I damn well please. Beast in the east who could not be profana is a camel hopping heathen known as Saddam Hussein. Doing the dance that they call a Racarena. Hey, Racarena. Saddam Hussein is an insane dictator. Tries to throw his weight around, but he's just a second rater. Soon where he stands, there will only be a crater. Hey, Racarena.
don't understand how this Bosnia mess.
What do you not understand? How hard is this? There never was any clear objective, and there was never any decisive action taken by anybody in the West. How tough is it? It's not tough at all. We didn't do anything.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
And then on Thursday, Senator Joseph Lieberman and Bob Dole. Maybe he has some answers. Maybe Greenfield has some answers.
Maybe Angela has some answers.
I mean, it's 2 answers I know about.
Two pretty good points to make, huh, buddy?
Obviously, your wife is not listening.
You know what? I certainly hope not.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Good morning. 2020 sports. The Packers second and goal at the 1. A handoff straight ahead, touchdown. Packers with an impressive victory once again. Good morning, Mike Braidwood Sports. Howard David with the call on the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field. The Green Bay Packers improved to 2-0, a 39-13 whooping of the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagle defensive end William Fuller spoke like a veteran after the loss.
You know, I've been around a long time. This ain't the first time I got my butt kicked. And, you know, for the young guys, I hope they realize, if you play in this game, sooner or later you're going to get your butt kicked. And, it's not the end of the world. We have other opportunities, mainly next week. We're going to have to pick it up.
Taking it like a man. William Fuller. Word up, yo. Brett Favre threw 3 more touchdown passes. Controversy with the New York Jets wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson, their flashy rookie, was asked about smiling on the sidelines while his team was losing their second straight game. Keyshawn responded with disdain.
I'm not going to cry because we lose. I've lost before. You have to understand, I don't care what the media say. The media don't scare me. I don't care how many hits I take. What am I supposed to frown because I'm smiling? They don't know what I was talking about. They don't know what I was talking about. So to answer all those media questions, I don't give a you know what.
Fighting words. Can I get a Louisville Slugger quick enough to smack him upon the head? What a moron. God almighty. By the way, a great move at halftime of the Steelers game the other day. At each home game, they pick 3 fans at random to come to the field. You get 3 chances to kick a field goal and win prizes. One guy, Alan Adam, gets called. When a policeman hears his name over the PA system, remembers the name, checks it out, there's a 4-year warrant for his arrest. So the guy gets his 3 kicks, misses all 3, goes up to halftime in the press box to get his prizes, and there he is, put in handcuffs, led away, spent the night in the jail. What did he do? An assault. Oh, okay. Warrant.
There ain't nothing going right today. I hate when that happens.
U.S. Open tennis, no match. Montgomery, I don't know. Well, here now, late-breaking developments we're following in the Imus and Washington Network newsroom.
Guiding this whole affair, I'm David Brinkley, host of this program and my own Sunday morning enterprise seen on the ABC television network. Joined as always by my nattering nabobs of neuroses, Walter Cronkite, Rush Limbaugh, John Donald Imus, Paul Harvey, and sitting in for Cokie Roberts this morning, Anna Nicole Smith, whose yabos, we're told, exceed the dimensions of her own and Cokie's IQs combined. Here's some news that's been happening since your morning papers were delivered. First, here in Washington, word from the White House that United States forces have delivered yet another volley of missiles in the ongoing dust-up with Saddam Hussein, intended to bring him to bay and halt his adventurism in Kurdistan. The administration has had to deal with questions of why the American missile effort has targeted southern Iraq when the Kurdish matter lies to the north. In the White House Situation Room, President Clinton reported where today's missile attack was focused.
Hang on a second, huh? Yeah, well, we wanted to keep the pressure on Saddam, not let him up off the mat, So I ordered the Shally Cash Wiener Schnitzel to fire 27 of them point blank into Duluth, Minnesota. And the way I figured, I'm so damn far ahead in the polls, I can do anything I damn well want to do. And besides, dropping them on Duluth makes as much
senses, lighting them off south of Baghdad, I am mad with power. Thank you very much.
Daddy, oh, you look so good.
Come on, baby. Let's go shoot off my pocket rocket. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein, in now familiar style, responded to today's missile attack by grinding 456,000 ethnic Kurds into plant food, seizing Turkey, declaring war on Switzerland, and appointing CNN correspondent Peter Arnett to head Iraq's Ministry of Information, the same position Mr. Arnett held during the 1991 Gulf War. In their most controversial news conference yet, since his abrupt resignation, Clinton administration family values expert Dick Morris joined his wife, Eileen McGann, in another effort to smooth over his sexual indiscretions by appearing before reporters with Mr. Morris on a leash, sitting at Ms. McGann's feet on a canine wee-wee pad. Mr. Morris read a brief statement. As you can see, Eileen and I have agreed to put my recent misbehavior behind us. Our marriage is strong, and she shares my interests, which some may see as unconventional, but we see as merely playful and frolicsome. Right, Dan? Mr. Morris then pressed the issue too far, in the estimation of some observers, by licking himself in what was described as a less than decorous fashion. Late news just in from our presidential campaign desk. Results of a brand new poll from the Gallup organization, and it has more unsettling news for the Bob Dole campaign, indicating that were the election to be held today, and President Clinton were to, quote, put a move on an entire Girl Scout troop, pillage a savings and loan, clean out an Arby's roast beef restaurant with an assault rifle, beat up Maya Angelou, put Chelsea in foster care, be photographed on the steps of the White House selling crack to tourists, and be found culpable in the death of Vince Foster, that he would still win re-election by a margin of 98% to 2.
Meanwhile, in Nashville, Tennessee, on a campaign stop, former Senator Dole was asked for his assessment.
Yeah, well, whatever. Sure, he's ahead in the polls a tick or two, but Bob Dole can play that. We're going to get on that horse, Kemp and me, ride it all the way to the finish line, or wherever.
The Dole campaign later announced a series of steps to lighten Mr. Dole's heavy image and to bring it more in line with that of President Clinton. Initially by replacing the familiar ballpoint pen the candidate customarily carries in his right hand with a vibrator of similar size.
I'll tell you what it's all about. It's all about closing that gender gap thing. That's what it's all about. About women. Or whatever.
Good morning, Mr. Lotica.
Deirdre's a juror?
Yeah.
She got a book deal yet?
That's a great idea. How wonderful. And my wife can write anyway. How about a book deal? Oh, God, what a great idea, Luca.
Oh, hey, I'm already thinking of her as juror number 4.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
And I can't encourage you enough to rush out and get a copy of Kinky's new books, The Love Song of J. Edgar Hoover. Yep. And my wife says it's the best thing she's read since The Will. I was The Will.
Talk about some entertaining read. Unfortunately, I had an apple in my mouth, but I couldn't resist.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Hey, Bob Dole, what's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, Beavis. Bob Dole's just trying to get the hang of this Macarena thing.
Oh, I got worried for a second. I thought you were having a seizure.
Al Gore's gotten a lot of mileage out of this Macarena deal, so Bob Dole figured he should start doing it too.
Be careful. You almost jabbed yourself in the head with your pen.
See, Bob Dole's just trying to soften his image, Beavis. His campaign needs a kinder, gentler Bob Dole.
Well, you're bound to get more yucks than Al Gore walking around with a pen stuck in your head.
That's why Bob Dole got rid of his old media dudes, Simple and Slurpy. They focused too much on Bob Dole's painful Kansas childhood. World War II experiences made Bob Dole seem too cold and forbidding.
So, like, what are your new media dudes going to do differently? Have you walk around holding a puppy?
No. Infomercials, Beavis. Series of 5-minute TV spots. Little quality time with Bob Dole.
Cool. Bob Dole Video. Studios. I want my GOP TV. Bob Dole cruising in his hoopty with Coolio, kicking the flavor old school with all his homies.
Well, what are you saying there? You're kicking homosexuals with polio in school. Is that what Bob Dole needs to do?
If you did, I know I'd vote for you.
Bob Dole's got to get some of the edge that the Clinton campaign has.
Well, then you need to get your new media dudes to hook you up with a $200 an hour hooker.
Well, it is the world's oldest profession, you know, Beavis.
Perfect for the world's oldest candidate.
Yeah. That's good. Beavis.
Imus in the morning.
All right. Hey, Beavis, look what I got.
What's that, Bubba? Bob Dole's 15% tax cut plan? All the stuff Susan McDougal's not going to tell the Fed?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. Hot, steaming sex stuff.
Vince Foster's love notes to Hillary?
Even better. Sherry Rowland's diaries.
Wow! Let me see. Dear Diary, Dick told me today that he knows Hillary was the one responsible for those FBI files.
Sure he knew. She probably left them lying around the book room, too.
Shut up, Bubba, there's more. He calls Hillary Twister because of her violent rotating power to destroy.
Twister? That's one of the classified code names the Secret Service has for her.
I thought they called her bitch on wheels.
Well, that's the other one. What's it say he used to call me?
Let me see. Here it is. Dick refers to the president as the monster.
Damn. He really did know too much.
Why? Is that like your Secret Service code name or something?
No, but it's the pet name I have for my penis.
According to this diary, Sherry Rowlands had a pet name for Dick, too.
Really, Beavis? What was that?
Rover.
Arf, arf.
Imus in the morning.
Hello again.
Here, representing the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Edward Morehouse Kennedy. No, not Rollins. Her name is Rowlands. Been in all the papers just to find out where I can contact her. Senator Warner here. How's it? Indeed. Just taking care of a little matter of domestic policy. Yes. Hello, this is Ted Kennedy. I've purchased this time this morning to try to right a wrong, which, after all, is why we Kennedys were put on Earth in the first place. So long as the wrong we are righting does not involve taking into our households both people refugees, regardless of country of origin, or permitting them to reside in the neighborhoods any of us occupy. Liberalism, after all, does have boundaries, does it not? Where was I? Oh, yes. The wrong I seek to right today involves a misfortune visited upon the host of this radio program, Don Imus, an individual with whom I have, in times past, experienced an adversarial relationship. Now, it is time to put such issues aside. Imus is in trouble. He is on trial in New York City, as I understand it, for some sort of infraction involving surface transit. A taxi cab, I believe, and something about an oppressed minority person. The details aren't important. What is important is the inevitable misrepresentation of this case by the press, guaranteed by the fact that the Imus trial is being covered by former newspaperman Michael McGovern, a terrible man of terrible repute. Imus, beware. Michael McGovern is the same man who covered, among numerous headline trials, the case of, yes, Ted Kennedy at Chapter Quidditch. That's the word you're looking for. Yes, that. So that you are forewarned, Mr. Imus, recall how I was vilified and nearly ruined by the scandalous falsifications that flew from Mr. McGovern's typewriter regarding that case. That I had been at a party, that I, too, had been involved in an episode in which an automobile played a role, that I had driven an automobile into a tidal pond during a night of revelry. Those who know me well, and there are many, will say, Ted Kennedy? Absurd. Actually, as America would come to learn, I was merely washing my car on the night in question, using the convenience of said tidal estuary. And salt water removes grime. And so let the word go forth from this time and place that report of Michael McGovern plays fast and loose with the facts, and that he will have you convicted, Mr. Imus, before the jury speaks, adjudged guilty until proven innocent. A terrible, despicable man.
Senator, this case does not involve me. It's my wife. She's on jury duty.
You're not in trouble?
No.
Then I'm in over my head.
Well, yes, once again, you are.
Oh, gee. Ted Kennedy appears on the Imus in the Morning program through the courtesy of Boston Bay personal flotation devices, keeping heads above water since 1969. Well, for the most part. cellular service force rolls on.
Swung on a ground ball, right side of the second baseman. Underhand flip to first, and this one's over. Greenwell broke the bat. He ended up with 2 inches of wood in his hand.
2 inches of wood and a smile. Good morning, Mike Greenwood Sports.
What you have, isn't it?
Joke is singling on with the call on WEEI in Boston. The sportscast sponsored by your local Oldsmobile retailer. Red Sox shot at a wild card, fading away. They lose 11-10 to the Milwaukee Brewers last night. Mike Greenwell talked about what they need to do.
Losing 4 straight is tough for us, but we just got to keep playing the way we're playing.
Lose 4 straight and keep playing the way we're playing. Good advice from Mike Greenwell. Red Sox now 5.5 back of a wild card spot with just 17 games to play. Looks like another year without a World Series. The Yankees won.
You don't know that.
Oh, I don't.
They still have these games left for the Yankees, right?
They're 5.5 out of a wild card with 17 to play. It's over.
It is?
Did you just belch?
Yes, I did. I hiccuped.
Did you say excuse me?
No, I didn't. Just read the sports. I like that shirt you have on.
Beat the Tigers. Did you like it?
Brain's a good-looking guy, isn't he?
He's a handsome young man.
Yeah, he really is. You are a hunky, Brain.
Yeah. Any chance we go into a couple of commercials and talking about this outside?
Congratulations to Dana Kavanaugh. He has been promoted to associate producer of the Iverson Morning Program, and congratulations to Bernard McGurk, who has been promoted to executive producer of the Iverson Morning
Quite
Program.
a step up for 2 rising young executives.
What else is going on, Mike?
Yankees won, beat the Tigers. Orioles won, beat the White Sox.
Are you aware of that, Bernard? Your head glows.
Which one?
Look at his head shine.
Come on. Well, I don't have pounds of makeup on like you.
You look like I don't have any. I have a little powder on.
Excuse me, you were going to say you don't have any makeup on. Now you say I have a little powder on. Do you have makeup on or not?
I don't have any makeup. I have a little powder on just to take that. So
You have makeup on then.
And so does Charles. A little powder.
That's
That's
fine,
all.
but I
don't
don't-
use makeup. Then you look foolish.
Do you pin your neck back when you come in here?
Yes, I do.
Another team fading from the wild card race. The Minnesota Twins, they lost to Oakland 7-0. They're now 6 back of the wild card race. Twin star Paul Molitor, dressing in front of his locker, tried to look at the positives.
I guess the good thing about doing like that only counts as one.
Twins near the end of their season. Cardinals and Astros.
Imus in the morning.
Hydropian.
The video is on MSNBC. How great is that? Sing a song, son. McGlynn and his folks here on the Imus in the Morning program and come together. Man, that worked great, didn't it? Yeah. So you folks listening around the country on the radio, we were able to sync it up and play the video on MSNBC. Man, I love that.
Just nailed it.
Yeah. So we've got such great work on the part of the people at MSNBC.
Geniuses.
Yeah, they are geniuses.
Really.
Floating on the wind, amidst the barren sepia desolation of the dusty desert, there is a legend. The legend of a man who came out of the shadows to become champion of the people. The man we call Natamahotahe. Many big balls. The man with 3 testicles. The man they call Tres Huevos.
Tres huevos.
Not now. I'm trying to set a mood here.
Sorry.
In the small metaphorical town of Akarima, the sheriff, an immoral, cynical, opportunistic man, has ruled with an iron hand for the past 4 years. Now comes a peevish old gunslinger who has desperately wanted for many years to be the law of the town, to challenge the seemingly unbeatable sheriff. This morning, the sheriff rides out to a small adobe hogan on a nearby hillside, seeking the endorsement of the mysterious and powerful stranger who sits by the fire, looking at a stack of daguerreotypes.
Hey, have you seen this? Look at this. I got this about 3.5 minutes. Clouds and just rolled in, and I exposed it about 2 stops, F11.
Senor Huevos, you helped me become sheriff 4 years ago, and aside from those few nasty things you said about me at that Grange meeting back in April, I'd like to think you'll back me this November.
Now check this out. This is the Notch Canyon. Look at the way the light's coming in through the rocks here, man.
Is that a yes or no?
Later, the old gunslinger makes his pilgrimage to the home of our manly hero.
Sheriff's nothing but an outlaw. Billy the Kid. Robbed the bank before he came here. His wife, the school marm, stakes some shady claims out in gold country. Members of their posse are already in jail. So old gunslinger wants to make a change. No, he's got Tres Huevos support. Old gunslinger may only be able to draw with the left hand, but he's still pretty fast. That's it, Rick.
Why have we had sex? I don't
don't smoke. Well, you should, you know. Smoke, I mean, makes look distinguished. Old gunslinger would if he didn't have to hold this damn quill.
The townspeople are confused. Many of them are inclined to back the sheriff, yet some hunger for the change that would be brought by the old gunslinger. Suddenly, a cloud of dust appears on the horizon, and a stagecoach, driven by Tres Huevos, roars into town. All eyes fall upon the stage. Tres Huevos climbs down and opens the door for the man he wants to be sheriff of the town.
Jeez Louise! Are there enough Mexicans around here? I was right about that giant sucking sound, and it's sucking all the damn Mexicans into this country.
A Texas snake oil salesman? Why him?
I may have 3, but he's more nuts than me.
Tres huevos, out of the night comes a frightening sight. It's the man they call Tres Huevos. Tres huevos, he's much better than you, for you only have 2. The manly man they call Tres Huevos. Tres huevos, the newspapers all love to quote him. Tres huevos, the man with the extra large scrotum. Tres huevos, tres huevos, tres huevos.
Fred, this is Senator Tom Rutherford. Senator Rutherford this is my white trash brother, Fred Imus. How are you?
Fine.
Oh, wait, guess what, Fred?
What?
Well, I got great news for you.
You do?
Lou, Fred's gonna love this. We have the new Delbert McClellan version of the Beatles come together. What are you taking the headphones off? He's leaving. Out of here.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Delbert McClellan to come together. I sort of like that. I do too. We still don't have time for the entire 4 minutes.
I understand.
Do you like that, Fred?
You know, nobody will have to shoot the other 3 Beatles. They hear that, they'll shoot themselves.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Well, hi.
Talk about a little Motown.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle. I'm holding you so tight. You know you could have been a handle.
I hear that, baby.
The way you swept me off the feet.
Uh-huh.
You know you could have been a bruise.
Say it again.
The way you smell so sweet. You know you could have been some perfume. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the thing you do. The way you do all day, the way you do the things you do. Imus in the morning.
Sitco.
Clinton to cancel a political trip to Florida this evening. Here in New York, our meteorologist and resident hurricane expert is Joe Whitty, and he's tracking what now appears to be a wobble.
Tom Brokaw here on the Imus in the Morning program. President Clinton concentrates on 3 key western states today in his reelection.
Hey, Bob Dole, what's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, Beavis. Bob Dole's just trying to get the hang of this Macarena thing.
Oh, I got worried for a second. I thought you were having a seizure.
Al Gore's gotten a lot of mileage out of this Macarena deal, so Bob Dole figured he should start doing it too.
Be careful. You almost jabbed yourself in the head with your pen.
See, Bob Dole's just trying to soften his image, Beavis. His campaign needs a kinder, gentler Bob Dole.
Well, you're bound to get more yucks than Al Gore walking around with a pen stuck in your head.
That's why Bob Dole got rid of his old media dudes, Simple and Slurpy. They focused too much on Bob Dole's painful Kansas childhood. His World War II experiences made Bob Dole seem too cold and forbidding.
So, like, what are your new media dudes gonna do differently? Have you walk around holding a puppy?
No. Infomercials, Beavis. Series of 5-minute TV spots. Little quality time with Bob Dole.
Cool. Bob Dole videos. I want my GOP TV. Bob Dole cruising in his hoopty with Coolio. Kicking the flavor old school with all his homies.
Well, what are you saying there? You're kicking homosexuals with polio in school. Is that what Bob Dole needs to do?
If you did, I know I'd vote for you.
Bob Dole's got to get some of the edge that the Clinton campaign had.
Well, then you need to get your new media dudes to hook you up with a $200 an hour hooker.
Well, it is the world's oldest profession, you know, Beavis.
Perfect for the world's oldest candidate.
Yeah. That's good.
I-S-E-C-T
Quinny's bullets.
The 3-2. Swung on and driven out toward left field. Sierra there. Now in a couple of steps, and he dropped the ball! He dropped the ball! Peter scores! Bertie Williams scores! And Paul O'Neill is at second. And E7 on Ruben Sierra.
Yankees win on the misfortune of another. Good morning, Mike Braidwood Sports. This sportscast sponsored by your local Oldsmobile retailer. Yanks defeat the Tigers 7-3 in Detroit. It may have been a different outcome if not for the faux pas of Senor Sierra. But Ruben, to his credit, took it like a man.
I had no excuse, you know. The fly was right there, and just I was waiting for the ball that came to me.
I don't find it amusing. I find it annoying. And he's annoying.
You're annoying.
Just press on with the sports.
Yes, sir. Yankees still lead by 2.5.
The ledge there. Well, just press on with the sports, you pencil neck geek. Come on.
Baltimore top Chicago 7-6. And that's sports.
That can't be all the same sports.
I'm afraid to go on.
No, go on. Day to George Jones. This is not George. This is Lefty Frizzell.
10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed neath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like Imus in the morning.
Sing your song, son.
Here comes the weekend, honey. What's going on? We put our feet up, honey. Party on that lawn, oh, baby.
Story directed with that dirty little Tanya Tucker.
Dennis went to the phone.
What is he doing?
Oh, he's on the phone. Good morning, Mr. Rathers. I'll stand by. This is Bernard, Mr. Rathers. I'm good. Stand by for the Iron Man.
When he wants to talk to Bernard, he'll talk to anybody. All right, here now, the Imus in the morning program. Good morning, Mr. Rather.
Hey, good morning, Imus. Man, there's so much stuff to sell in so little time.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Dan Jenkins had a great line, by the way. He said if O.J. had known he was going to get 8 blacks in a jury, he'd have gone ahead and whacked Faye Resnick, too. I don't want to drag you into this, Dan, but...
Check, please.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Till I die.
This is Larry Kenny.
The day when he and she were wed. But as the years went slowly by, he found he wished that he were dead. She nagged him each and every day. Her voice was shrill and hard to take. One time I even heard her say he should just go jump in a lake. His life was filled with sad dismay. Oh, but he stayed faithful to his pledge. And he'd stand by his words today. But she just pushed him to the edge. He said, I'll love you till I die. But then he realized what he'd said. So I guess it's no wonder why he went and shot her in the head. He stopped living here today. He couldn't take it anymore. The sheriff came, took him away. Her body curled up on the floor. Well, now there's nothing more to say.
wake him from his cell. He gets down on his knees to pray. She won't be waiting there in hell. He stopped living here today. They put the noose around his head, and as he dropped, I heard him say, he loves her better now she's dead.
We're talking with George Jones, whose new book, I'll Live to Tell All, published by Villard. Available at bookstores, obviously, everywhere. There's an incident in this book, George, involving Porter Wagner. And
hey, it's in the book.
It's in the book. I just can't believe that Porter would have said on Backstage at the Opry, we'll be right back, folks, and I'll tell you about the time George Jones grabbed my penis.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine in your lifetime that Porter would have ever told that story?
No, I didn't think he would.
No, so why did you? That's my question.
Well, I just thought it was, I need to get it all out, you know.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
But I was so drunk, I couldn't get to the bathroom, so I went up and peed in his phone booth.
I don't know. I've been pretty bad, but I've never done that.
Well, I've never grabbed Porter Wagner's penis either.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Well, now, in an almost frenzied effort to recover political viability, here is the presidential candidate of the Grassroots Reform Party.
Because I've done it again, Larry. Pick somebody to be my running mate by throwing darts at a phone book. Yeah. This here Nat Choate, you ever heard of him? Has anybody ever?
No, it's Pat Choate.
Oh, is that right, Larry? Yeah. I must have wrote it down wrong. Yeah. Anyway, here's my question, Larry. Who is he? And what is he doing here? Let me slap an answer on that one for you. I have no idea. And search me. It's just sad. Let's take a look at how I wound up with the doofus, Larry. Right. Got a chart right here. Can you get a shot of this? All right. This here list running from 1 to 10,000. You see this? This represents everybody I asked to join Ross Perot on the Reform Party ticket. Everybody from, well, let's see, from former Senator David Boren out of Oklahoma all the way down here to Sheryl Crow. You know what they told me? No. This line running out here this way covers that. Everything from, I regret I'm unable to serve at this time in a Perot administration, to get the out of my face, you jug-eared runt. And I don't know about you, Larry, but that's hurtful. I've been humiliated plenty in my life, Larry. Took it like a man. But taking on Pat Choate sets a new standard. If I think I'm going to get out of this 4 or 5% poll thing with this chump, I really do need therapy, Larry. I mean, seeing lesbian Martians on the lawn of my world-class daughter's house is the least of my troubles. Dr. Choate is the same egghead who coached me in that NAFTA debate against Al Gore that made me come off looking like Bruce Seldon arguing astrophysics with Stephen Hawking. And you think Bob Dole has bored everybody to death with his tax and deficit thing? Well, what's that left open for me? I'll tell you what, Larry. Trade issues and protectionism stuff. You want to hear me and this here grope guy going on about that kind of thing? No. Well, nobody else does either. No wonder Clinton's got a landslide taking shape. He's got guys around him on all fours violating lease laws. He's married to a power-mad hairdo addict, and everybody working for him is either dead, jailed, indicted, or about to be. You know, the things people care about. Doesn't leave a fellow like me no wiggle room. No. And now I'm stuck with this choke load who looks like he took a hedgehog in the face while he was doing 85 on a Harley, and is about as inspiring as a Bill Bradley stump talk. I got no chance, Larry, and that's good, because I also got no answers. The papers have all been pointing out how you pronounce this nobody's name. Choate rhymes with coat or boat. Yeah. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you know what they forgot, Larry? No. Goat. And you can plug that in for your soundbite. Much obliged for having me on your show.
Senator Pete Diminish's office just called and he has a sore throat. Uh-oh. This does not make me happy. So there's nobody more accommodating with these thieving weasels than I am.
Now he's a thieving weasel?
Well, no, he's not a thieving weasel. But,
come on.
He loves the I-Man.
Something's happening. We're getting jerked around, I think.
I just think we are.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
How are you feeling now, Senator?
Well, hi, Imus. I'm not feeling great, but I thought I'd just call you and tell you that I'm sorry about that, and I'm going to go over and see the doc, and I'll be glad to come on whenever you want me.
I would ask this, and if you could fax us a doctor's note.
Yeah. Listen, who the hell pal you think you are, but
Yeah, tell us right, Senator. Right on.
are you somebody taking care of those files in the White House or what?
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Coming up. Imus?
Yeah?
You finished that book by that guy, Jeffrey Tubin?
Yeah.
I just started to read it. You write it is just like a novel. How's it turn out? Did I do it?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Rob, I already plugged your gig.
Rob, who's Rob?
This is OJ. Yeah.
It's O.J. Simpson.
Get off.
Remember me?
Get off the phone.
I was a running back.
Shut up.
You see my hat and gloves?
No, I haven't seen your hat and gloves.
I need my hat and gloves. Oh,
It's cold.
I'm freezing to death out here.
Shut up.
Imus in the morning on the fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. This is Ian Eagle.
I mean, I love that record, don't you? We play it occasionally. It's 8 minutes long, but worth it. Life's been good to me. It's worth it.
Mr. Hanks was the MC.
Joe Walsh, former guitar player for the Eagles.
Yeah. Hanks reportedly was set to star in the film version of Primary Colors.
Man, falsely accused of a heinous crime he didn't commit. A desperate quest in search of the killer.
All killers?
Right, who brutally murdered his gorgeous wife.
Give me a 3-wood. Nah, second thought, make it a 7-iron. I'm gonna play it safe and lay up.
New Line Cinema presents an Oliver Stone film inspired by Jeffrey Tubin's best-selling book, The Run of His Life, The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Hey, AC, wanna go over to Sunset and pick up some white girls?
Sprung from the blazing hot pages of the true story that reads like a novel, the compelling tale of a man and his never-ending quest for justice.
Excuse me, is this on sale?
O.J. Simpson, in a relentless pursuit of the truth.
Give me a Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke. Make it a supersize.
He will not rest until he finds the real killer.
Hello, is this Hooters? Do y'all take reservations?
O.J. Simpson.
I'd like a pina colada, and the lady will have whatever the hell I tell her she's gonna have.
Tirelessly searching for clues.
Hello, information? Do you know who killed my wife?
The Run of His Life, The People versus O.J. Simpson. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Let me ask you something. Do these slacks make me look fat?
Anna Quinlan, the federal court here in New York has overturned this New York State ban on assisted suicide. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Cardinal O'Connor say, only God gives life and only God can take it away. And I sort of said aloud to myself, watch somebody do a heart lung transplant and tell me that.
I guess we should point out that are you a practicing Catholic?
I am a practicing Catholic, yeah.
You would have think we had some Jew here.
Well, no, I mean,
Wailing on the Cardinal.
only a practicing Catholic would care enough to spend as much time poring over these things as unfortunately I do.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Do you have a title for your new book?
I don't. I'm the worst with titles.
Well,
I mean, I don't have a publishable manuscript yet, as Joan Collins once said.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Say this is 20 sports. You can hear Breen and the Bean. The rest is obscene.
Pitch to Tunnable. A drive. Right center field. Hit hard. Hit deep. Hit out of here. A home run.
And of race fever, catch it. Good morning. Mike Brainwood Sports. John Rooney the call on WMVP Radio. The Sportscast brought to you by your local Oldsmobile retailer. Bad night for the Baltimore Orioles. They get hammered by the Chicago White Sox 11-3.
we missed that.
Good timing.
Sorry.
That game at Camden Yards, and they fall behind the Yankees by 3.5 games. So what does Davey Johnson say after the loss?
I feel great. I think the ball club feels great about itself.
Interesting take on a blowout loss. Maybe feeling the heat of the pennant race. O's lose ground because the Yanks won earlier in the day. They beat the Tigers 12-3. What a day for Bernie Williams. 2 home runs, one of the Grand Slam variety, 8 RBIs. How did he do it?
You have to just try to concentrate on taking it just one at bat at a time.
How exactly do you take it more than one bat at a time?
Well, I don't know, but Bob Watson, who's the general manager of the New York Yankees, said that if they completely blew this 12-game lead they once had, that he and the manager, Joe Torre, should be fired. And Steinbrenner said,
Somebody asked Steinbrenner about it, and he said he didn't have time to talk about it. He had to go eat. Yeah. That's what he said. Well, he doesn't fire people anyway. No. Cleveland Indians reduced their magic number to 8, beat California 11-2. Albert Bell, his 45th home run. Way to go, Al. Keep it going, buddy. Yeah, we're all rooting for you. In the National League, St. Louis Cardinals lost. Houston Astros won, so St. Louis leads in the Central shrinks to 1.5. And the Dodgers are in first. LA beat St. Louis, so Dodgers lead the idle Padres by a half game.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, I was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel like Imus in the morning.
Broadcast reporter Paul Harvey.
Good morning, Americans. Stand by for news and the rest of the story. Well, Main Street, USA, my, we have another insubordinate, incompetent, insulting, mocking, sneering, contemptuous, jackass, jeering jurist. New York, Big Apple. Sometimes it seems overrun with these fellows. Judges who wouldn't know a criminal statute if it walked up and bit them. Yes, sirree, the same New York that gave us Judge Saul Wachtler. Say, do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
This fellow who was the top gavel banger in the whole Empire State, who was gavel banging that Joy Silverman socialite gal. Got in the doghouse over that one, didn't he? And maybe, just maybe, wearing a dog collar. Wouldn't you say, citizens? Anyway, that same judicial system, listener, now disgorges on us like the bilious ejection of an emetic New York City Criminal Court's Judge Harold Rothwax. Americans, are you familiar with the term misogynist? Sure you are. Hatred of women. Well, the New York jurisprudence machine cranks them out by the sidebar full. Or so it seems to me. Saul Wachtler sure displayed little respect for women. Remember how in his angst he was mailing condoms to Joy Silverman's daughter? Nutcase, would you say? Well, how about this Rothwax fella? Drags a juror, and oh, brother, the wrong one, in front of his courtroom to make her state in front of God and everybody why she's uncomfortable sitting on one of Rothwax's proceedings. That juror, Deirdre Coleman Imus. Ah, yes, Americans, as in Imus in the morning. Page 2. And now more of the rest of the story. Well, valued listener, Judge Rothwax, aged, frail, resentful of a career that got stuck in neutral years and years ago, is now relegated in his twilight to hearing cases of night-crawling street vermin who prowl the dark shadows of our Big Apple. No promotions, no headline crime. No, Judge Rothwax rules from the bench of ignominy, Mr. and Mrs. Flatlander, disrepute and failure and personal humiliation. No appellate court appointment here, no Supreme Court, hardly even traffic court. Nope, small claims for a small man who vents his very private professional bankruptcy on a young woman of saintly virtue. I can't speak for you Americans, but for me, I'd take the laughably unfit Judge Lance Ito anytime. Because contrasted against this old jaundiced statutory castaway, Ito looks like Earl Warren. Time to drop the robes, Judge Rothwax, and reveal where that pubic hair on that celebrated soda can really came from. Paul Harvey, good day.
Good morning, Mr. Lipica.
Deirdre's a juror?
Yeah.
She got a book deal yet?
That's a great idea. How wonderful idea. And my wife can write anyway. Sure. How about a book deal? Oh, God, what a great idea, Lippy.
Oh, hey, I'm already thinking of her as juror number 4.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
And I can't encourage you enough to rush out and get a copy of Kinky's new books, A Love Song of J. Edgar Hoover. Yep. And my wife says it's the best thing she's read since The Will. The Will.
Talk about some entertaining read.
Unfortunately, I had an apple in my mouth, but I couldn't resist.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66.
bowling shirt with a guzzling Lone Star beer, talking religion and politics for all the world to hear. They ought to send you back to Russia, boy, or New York City one. You just want to doodle a Christian girl and you kill God's only son. I said, has it occurred to you, you nerd, that that's not very nice? Will Jews believe it was Santa Claus that killed Jesus Christ? You know, you don't look Jewish, he said, near as I could figure. I had you lamped for a slightly anemic, well-dressed country nigger. No, they ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore. They don't turn the other cheek the way they done before. Like Jesus anymore. They ain't making Jews like
Kinky Friedman, and a record produced by Willie Nelson. And singing along with Kinky on that was Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Willie Fong Young, Billy Swan, Tom Paul Glazier, and all them folks. Recorded down there in Nashville. In fact, Willie Nelson produced that whole album for Kinky. Kinky will be here on Mondays, 5 till the hour.
1, 2, 3. Imus in the morning.
Mountain Way. FDR was paralyzed. The nation never knew. JFK had Addison.
Nope, a hard drive.
Hey, Mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Imus in the morning.
In your shorts, 2020 sports.
Second and goal from the 7, I formation. Pritchard and Abdul-Jabbar. McDuffie in motion to the right. Pitch right goes to Abdul-Jabbar. He's got the 10. He's got the 5. He's got the end zone. Touchdown. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scores.
Jets lose as the Legends make history. Good morning. Mike Greenwood Sports. Paul Olden to call. Jets are now 0-3 as they lose to the Dolphins 36-27 in Miami. Don't even try this. But Jets coach Rich Kotite was very pleased about one part of the Jets afternoon.
We played the full 60.
Yes, they did. Played the full 60 minutes, and we congratulate them on a fine job in doing so. Don't you think, Guy Man?
They're up 14-0, and I'm thinking, well, it's just a matter of time before Miami blows by them here. That's exactly what happened.
Yes, when they take the lead, it's not like you think, hey, maybe they can win. It's, hey, when are they going to blow the lead?
You know what was a great game was the Chicago-Minnesota game, and I'm watching part of that and did not realize that it was Mike Breen doing the play-by-play.
Really?
Which says a couple of things. One,
You're a moron.
you have a you're as good as the rest of them.
All right, I like that.
But two, you have no distinctive style because Don Criqui was doing. I forget which game Don Criqui was doing, but it was you could instantly tell it was.
Well, don't compare me to Don Criqui. He's one of the all-time greats.
Well, okay.
Give me
Good
time.
Good point. All right, good point. You need to develop an oh my or something like Dick Enberger. You need to develop some sort of style.
Mustang. As for the Dolphins, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ran for 2 TDs. The 7'3" former NBA All-Star showing his versatility as he's helping Jimmy Johnson off to just a great start. Oh my!
Stupid.
Dolphins are now 3-0 under Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy's old team, the Dallas Cowboys, are 1-2 as the Cowboys lost at home to the Indianapolis Colts 25-24.
Big rumor in the New York Times this morning that if Switzer is out, Dan Reeves might be in.
Ooh, wow. Man,
Current coach. Yeah, he's doing a good job. The current coach of the well, he's a pretty good football coach. Right. Dan Reeves
Just happens to be losing right now.
as opposed to the guy for the Jets who's a jerk.
Deion Sanders not a happy man with his team.
We got a little laid back.
Was a dreamer, never got it right. Died in living color, lived in black and white. Faithful as a magnified. Hung up on a song. She cried down to the breakfast nook. Lord, there's something wrong. Something wrong with the people. Something wrong with the people. Something wrong with the people.
I'm not going to abandon it. No. You want to know the truth? I think he admires it. The fact that you're not going to give him up.
Well, I'm not going to do it.
Absolutely.
He doesn't hate me.
Everybody hates you.
Nobody hates me.
Come on.
Anna hates you. Nobody.
No, Anna does not.
Those kind that wish you would go away and those that wish you would pass away.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Good morning, Senator Bradley.
Good morning, Imus. I wonder if I was going to get on. You guys were having a nice debate there. I figured you'd pick up all my time. I wouldn't agree with Bernard, though.
Yeah.
There are three kinds of people. Those who want you to go away, pass away, and those who do practically anything to get on the program.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Tonight on Channel...
All right, here now with observation and comment on headline issues of the day. From the hood, Imus in Washington, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yo, what's up? From the Life Imitates Art Department, gangster rappers perpetuating their images. With Tupac bringing new meaning to the words, number one with a bullet. Suge Knight got some crazy ideas about how to stage a publicity stunt. Although speaking as a fellow contender in the competitive world of hip-hop music, it's sure one way of weeding out the field. Two-pack Cadillac cruising for a Big Mac. Shoot at a brother, hope he don't shoot back. Suge Knight like to call his record company Death Row. He could very well end up a DOA CEO. What's my name? Doggy Dog. Yeah, Suge, who you gonna sign next? The Grateful Dead? Living by the gun and the pipe and the bottle don't exactly make a man the best kind of role model. They're getting capped by a 9 or stuck with a knife. Gotta make a kid think twice about the joys of thug life. What's my name? Dog. Yo, Tipper, you gonna start him with that PMRC bullshit again? Like it ain't tough enough to get distribution as it is? Gangsta rapper got a hard time getting on a charge when they refuse to sell his CD over at the Walmart. Down in the game, it's the very latest notion. Drive-by shootings as record promotion. What's my name? Yeah, I'm going down a tower, pick up a latest Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia. Cover me.
Big news here in New York, Hot 97, which is a hip-hop station, sort of. So now to see how they hire these two nitwits from MTV, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover.
Jerk and the Fat Man.
Yeah.
You couldn't find two more stereotypical shiftless slobs.
Well,
if you went into Rikers Island, Martin Luther King would shoot himself if he were around to see these two pigs today. Their morning show could start around 1 p.m.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Yo, Ed, man, your mama so fat. You need a dress for each leg, man.
So they're the Dr. Dre, Ed Lover, and Lisa Glassberg,
Yeah,
right?
so Lisa G is in the house.
Get out of here.
Imus in the morning.
Well,
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
little B.B. King here. Happy birthday to B.B. He's 71 years old today.
3,200,756. 3,200,757.
What are you doing, Bubba? Counting subpoenas?
No, Beavis, I'm just double-checking how much money we made at that Democratic fundraiser the other night. I think we did over $4 million.
Wow! How'd you make that much when you had a squawking toucan like Barbara Streisand as the entertainment?
Well, first you get all them phony Hollywood types to pony up around $12,000 a piece to hear her sing.
And then you pass the hat and get $15,000 a piece from them to get her to shut up.
You got it. Makes me wonder how much we could score with that hook-nosed little hairball Neil Diamond.
You might want to consider him and Barbara Streisand to do a benefit for your and Hillary's legal fees.
Yeah, that'd be quite the double bill.
No wonder your health plan didn't pass. People were afraid there'd be no money left after those two got nose jobs.
That's not what the health plan was about, Beavis.
Oh, right. Your health plan is don't let anybody see the record.
Well, there's a couple things in there I wouldn't want to be made public knowledge.
Like what? The stuff about the plastic surgery you had to have after Hillary hit you in the head with that ashtray?
No, the stuff about all that penicillin I had to take after Jennifer Flowers gave me gonorrhea.
And that rabies shot you had to take after Paula Corbin Jones.
Hurts when I pee. Is that bad?
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Friedman.
I do have a new cause right now that I'm involved with. It's
It's to save Soviet Jews and win valuable prizes, if possible, if I'm trying to do. What I'm encouraging everybody to do is send your circumcisions to me, to Kiki Friedman, care of Country Blue. And I'm going to wrap the little boogers up, and I'm going to send them over to Russia, and they're going to plant them over there, and they're going to grow little dictators.
They say you can't. Advisor, the late General George S. Patton.
At ease, as you were. Welcome to today's ears-only update on the Clinton administration's latest attempt to box in Saddam Hussein, or as it is officially dubbed by my army, Operation Desert Cup. Since the Gulf War ended in 1991, Saddam Hussein has been unrelenting in his effort to ooze out from under the constraints imposed on him by the United States and whatever allies we have left. Today, people, inexplicably, this goat-humping psychopath has apparently been joined in his efforts by the United States. Have you ever, in this or any lifetime, and I've had several, as you know, seen anything so unutterably screwed up as Bill Clinton dealing with a military matter? No, you haven't. Remember the pansies in the barracks matter? After which drill instructors could never again issue the command, to the rear, march? Of course you do. Pathetic. Equally without explanation is the American public's continuing response to this pantload's ineptitude. As with each miscalculation, with every misstep, you idiots out there shower the oaf's saggy butt with another precinct load of slobbering bootlicker kisses. Yes, the same sort that Dick Morris, the vicar of values, showered in the shoes of Sherry, the eavesdropping whore. Pitiful. And each time the inevitable result seems to be that the Gallup people instantly declare that this hick now has the highest job approval rating for a public servant since Mother Teresa started dipping out goulash to anemic dotheads in New Delhi. The latest miscalculation was a particular affront to you people and to me. The announcement that 5,000 of us will be shipping out for Kuwait to knock a few towels off a few sandy noggins. Well, are we going or aren't we? You tell me, people. Although the latest dispatches now say that the Emir of Kuwait, distinguished from the rest of the population by a nicer towel, now says we can send over 3,000 of you people. 3,000? Where does that leave the rest of our beautiful xenophobic fighting force? After all, what are we trained to do?
Sir, we're trying to kill, sir.
I can't hear you.
We said we're trying to kill, you deaf old fool.
Then growl for me, people, like you had a pair. At ease, at ease. At the risk of sounding like our commander-in-chief, let me say, I share your pain. It's a shame. For the only way to deal with Saddam Hussein, which our commander-in-chief can't grasp, is to make Iraqi no-fly zones Iraqi all-die zones and rid our planet of a herd of people who look like you threw black drop cloths over Sandra Bernhardt. I wish the news were better, people, but thank you for your attention. That is all.
Little by little, the night began to dissolve and the milky dawn began to filter through. As the contours became more precise, we were astonished to see that the town was occupied neither by the Germans nor the British, but by the Americans.
Casualties were high among the airborne troops, over 40% in some units. But by dawn on D-Day, the American flag was raised over Saint-Mary-Église, the first French town liberated from the Germans.
Imus in the morning.
Tonight. Imus in the morning. 2020 sports. You can hear Breen and the Bean. The rest is obscene.
Molitor swings, and it's a fly ball to right center field.
Chased by the right fielder and the center fielder, and it falls in. Molitor for two. Molitor for three, and it could be history-making. It is. Paul Molitor is the first player in the history of baseball to get a triple on his 3,000th hit.
Memorable milestone for Minnesota's Molitor. Good morning. Mike Brainwood Sports. John Gordon, the excited call on WCCO in Minneapolis, home of the Jazz Cafe, KCFE 105.7 FM. Molitor's 40 years old, and he still leads the majors in hits. And last night, in that 6-5 loss to the Royals, became the 21st player to have 3,000 career hits. The other 20 players, Pete Rose, who had 4,256. Ty Cobb had 4,191. Hank Aaron had 3,771.
Fine. That's fine.
Don't you think people would be interested?
I don't care what they are. I'm not.
Nobody cares.
No, nobody cares.
They come up with a cure for cancer or anything.
Let's move on here.
For Molitor, the hit was a relief. Molitor said the pursuit of 3000 was extremely draining.
It left me physically and emotionally exhausted.
But it's finally over, and we congratulate Paul Molitor.
You really are just a moron.
Other games last night, Molitor's not a moron, he's a good guy.
I'm talking to you, young man.
Chicago White Sox lose 4-3 to the Cleveland Indians. White Sox now 3 games back of the wild card. Losing pitcher was Wilson Alvarez, who took the loss extremely hard.
I don't think about anything now. I just want to go out there and do my job, and I don't do it, I thought I got it, but I make some mistakes, and like I say, I can throw. If I don't throw strikes, I can't get anybody out.
And that was the case last night, yeah. Baltimore, meanwhile, their game was rained out. Yankees won.
Lou, would you go unlock the program director's office so I can fire up my cappuccino machine?
Oh, this is pitiful.
Pathetic. What am I going to do?
What a sissy.
Honestly. Get a cup of coffee. Come on.
So the Yankees win last night, a 10-0 laugher over the Blue Jays. Yanks lead the Orioles by 3 games, and those 2 teams play each other starting tonight. 3-game series begins. 2 teams that don't like each other. They'll play in the Bronx, and it's handgun night at the stadium. The Dodgers and Padres both won. LA a half game in front of San Diego.
Where's the New York Times?
Monday Night Football. Fred Imus predicted the Bills would beat the Steelers last night in Pittsburgh. Final score, Steelers 24, Bills 6. Well, Jim Kelly with the Jim Dandy of the...
He is the author. If you're talking to me, your career must be in trouble. What was it do with Barbara Streisand? I forget exactly.
I saw her, too.
Hey, now, that's right. You went to that, didn't you?
Yeah. The woman doesn't have any sense of mercy in her. Because you're sitting there listening to all this schmaltz, and you're figuring she's not going to do Papa, Can You Hear Me? From Yentl. There should be a Senate investigation into an industry that would allow someone to sing a song.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
What did you make of the outing of Jan Wenner? They do say over there that he appears to be happier. The staffers at Rolling Stone.
But the staffers at Rolling Stone, these are the people who think that Bruce Springsteen, makes $3.75 an hour, punching it in a factory in South Jersey. The staffers at Rolling Stone.
I admit it, I love to talk, especially to my best.
Now, the junior senator from the state of Massachusetts, Senator John Kerry. Good morning, Senator Kerry.
Good morning, man. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How's Fred doing?
Before we get to that,
I just want to know whether you've injured your ankles getting on and off this bandwagon, though.
I resent that, Senator.
No, you're with me. I know. I am.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I finally got my catalog. I was going to complain last time, but I got my catalog, and I want to pray that the orders aren't all sold out.
Well, there's an order form in the back there. Ben, how much would we like to have your wife's credit card number?
Well, I think I'll use mine. That's got limitations on it.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Accused of a heinous crime he didn't commit. A desperate quest in search of the killer.
All killers?
Right, who brutally murdered his gorgeous wife.
Give me a 3 wood. No, on second thought, make it a 7-iron. I'm gonna play it safe and lay up.
New Line Cinema presents an Oliver Stone film inspired by Jeffrey Toobin's best-selling book, The Run of His Life, The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
Hey, AC, wanna go over to Sunset and pick up some white girls?
Sprung from the blazing hot pages of the true story that reads like a novel, the compelling tale of a man and his never-ending quest for justice.
Excuse me, is this on sale?
O.J. Simpson, in a relentless pursuit of the truth.
Give me a Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke. Make it a supersize.
He will not rest until he finds the real killer.
Hello, is this Hooters? Do y'all take reservations?
O.J. Simpson.
I'd like a pina colada, and the lady will have whatever the hell I tell her she's gonna have.
Tirelessly searching for clues.
Hello, information? Do you know who killed my wife?
The Run of His Life, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, coming soon to a theater near you.
Let me ask you something. Do these slacks make me look fat?
Not like cocaine, huh? It is.
He's a buffalo bill who had some time to kill. O.J. For a good alibi, O.J. What does Shapiro say about that DNA? O.J. Does he feel you'll appeal, make a deal? O.J. Say what's that on the tip up there on Marcia's lip? O.J. You should pray to above. She loses that bloody glove. O.J. She's white, she's right, but not very bright. O.J. He won't cry, he'll deny, say goodbye. O.J.
6 minutes till the hour, which is 17th of September.
Yeah, I know.
9 years and 2 or 3 months.
Today?
Yeah.
What if I told you, as of today, I won't drink anymore?
Well,
encourage you in that effort.
I would encourage you in that effort, yes.
Yeah, what about Charles?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Dennis.
well,
Sure. It's a good idea.
Yeah, but Charles knows he drinks a few scotches every night. I
Well,
think he drinks my brand.
No, he doesn't. He drinks martinis. He drinks gin or something.
Oh, I thought he drank scotch.
Well, I guess
Well,
he
I'm
will.
not averse to it, Dennis.
He will drink.
If you want to get together.
Whenever we fly anywhere, the first thing Charles does is hits the airport bar and chugs down a couple and gets on the plane, chugs down a couple more. And
All I want you to do for me is get that
MSNBC.
oh, I see. You don't have it there in Boston. Well, you don't need it.
Wait a minute. Bernard said he didn't have it either.
Well,
Now, wait a minute.
one thing you can get is one of those satellite dishes, you know, like DirecTV or one of those.
Yeah. I don't have 48 cents.
You got enough to keep buying vodka.
No, scotch.
Or whatever.
So, so if you stop drinking today, you'll be able to afford a satellite dish.
For what it costs you to drink,
Yeah?
you could get a DirecTV satellite thing going on.
Yeah. Well, you okay?
Well, what does that mean, Dennis? Mean what I pay for it? No.
You damn fool. What do you think I'm talking about?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Charles.
Yes, sir.
You got plenty of money. You bought his Rolls Royce.
It was a gift, though, Dennis.
Yeah, I know. I love you guys. Can you please get MSNBC on here?
Well,
I don't care what you do, what you have to do. I'll do whatever you say. All right?
Well, go buy a satellite.
But what good's that?
I don't know, Dennis, this is starting to get on my nerves, frankly. It's just like, it's not going anywhere. And it's starting, you're just trying to irritate me.
Spinning out of
I mean, I
control.
love you, but I mean, you got to get off the phone.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Tell Bernard. Tell Bernard.